Hi, Ben. Thank you very much for agreeing to this interview. Really pleased to be catching up with you again. After we interviewed you back in 2016, I can't believe it was that long ago when we interviewed you about being a timekeeper. Before we get into the nitty gritty, could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so um, I am now, I work in the civil service now, so I'm no longer a student. So I've got on a little bit since then. I'm 25, so probably still one of the younger lot in the track cycling volunteer team in Glasgow at the moment. Um, and yeah, just sort of making the most of the bizarre volunteering situations throughout COVID.
Yeah. So, as you've alluded to, a lot has changed in the past 5 years. Do you still do the timekeeping role?
I do. It's obviously changed a little bit over the years, depending on who's available and stuff like that. So I tend to still do the track league, or would normally do the track league on like a Wednesday evenings, but would also now do more of the sort of standalone events as well, whether they're on the sort of Saturdays or whether it's a big sort of championship weekends as well. So yeah, definitely still involved in the timekeeping.
Mhm. But you've now moved more into a track organizer role. You organize events at the Circus Hoy Velodrome. What made you decide to do that?
Um, I think I just like a challenge, to be honest. I like to try different things and see what different opportunities are out there. And it almost seemed like a natural progression. In some ways, I'd sort of been helping to support with the track league on the Wednesdays, just on a sort of ad hoc basis as and when they needed support with it. So it almost seemed like the next step was to almost take on an event of its own, and then just roll with that.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think that your experience as a timekeeper was useful now that you're more focused on the event organizer role?
I would say it probably is. I think I've got a lot of sympathy for the need to stick to the schedule. I think having seen it now from both sides, I think it's getting those timings accurate. Um, sort of helps everything flow that little bit smoother so that your officials aren't stressed out, your riders know what's happening, and it means that if anything goes slightly wrong, you've sort of built in that time so you can sort of correct it all. And it's all just part of a learning experience, I suppose.
Hmm. Yeah. So, how do you think being a volunteer has impacted you personally?
I think it's given me a lot of different opportunities, definitely. Things that I wouldn't have considered maybe doing beforehand, I now have. I now actively jump at the opportunity to do stuff. But I suppose as well, I've met quite a lot of people from different backgrounds and stuff as well, who I now consider quite close friends. And I think that's probably the best thing to come out of the volunteering, is the sort of new networks of people you get to meet, particularly since you've all got a shared interest. So it's not like you're going in blind. You sort of know you're all there for the same purpose, and you know you're going to have a good laugh while you're doing it.
Yeah. So, you've definitely been on a bit of a journey with your volunteering at track events. Where do you see it taking you in the future?
Well, just before coming to speak to you, I've just completed my Birmingham 2022 volunteer application literally minutes ago.
Oh, that's
Um,
exciting.
yeah, so we'll see how we get on with that. But a bit longer term, I'm still keen to sort of do the timekeeping and the organising, but I'd like to do a bit more sort of official and then see where that can take me in the next couple of years. Maybe do a little bit more stuff on a sort of national level rather than just on a Scotland level. And maybe, who knows, give me 10, 15 years, I might be volunteering at the Olympics.
Oh, watch
We'll
this
put a wee
space.
pin in, we'll put a pin in that one. We'll come back to that in 15 years and see how I got on with that one.
We'll re-interview you in 2031 then.
Oh, I know. Scary times.
Well, thank you very, very much for your time, Ben. That was really, really interesting and really valuable to hear just what volunteering can do. So a thank you from me, a thank you from Scottish Cycling. And I thought you'd like to hear this little interesting fact. I had a wee look back at the events that you have been organizer at and counted up the entries. So for you being a volunteer organizer have helped there to be about 523 opportunities there that people have taken to race, which is
Wow.
huge,
I
huge.
hadn't realised it was quite that big. That's quite. That's quite nice to hear, actually, considering it's only been a couple of years, I suppose. So that's really good to hear.
So thank you again.
Thank you very much.